now tuned in to DAR Sports Media, the NFL show. We're back for another week. Who the fuck even played this week? I feel like this fucking mid-December bye week shit is fucking out of hand. I don't. Goddamn. Coming off the heels, it just could not more perfectly be summarized. The Dallas Cowboys season, just the way it ended last night. Fucking phenomenal. One thing I did want to touch on, I said I wasn't going to do a Niner segment every week, and this isn't necessarily one, but it does derive from that game. And people don't think that I'm just here. I'm just trying to be on Tay's ass because Tay's takes was diabolical this offseason between the Jets, the Bears, and the Saquon Barkley thing. That's not really it. Tay always has some knowledgeable info, some knowledgeable takes that backs up some of the things that he says. And therefore, I'm interested in hearing his analysis. Hey, you were really hot on the Bears. You were really hot on what they were going to be this year. What happened, in your opinion? What has not come to fruition that you thought was going to come to fruition this season with the Bears compared to what you expected them to be?
Kind of like, we're just like the Jets. Talented roster. They got it at every position, but just don't have any leadership in the building, I guess so. Coaching staff sucks. Like they had to fire a coach and whatnot. I mean, and then Caleb Williams wasn't as good as what I thought. Like he wasn't bad by any means, but it wasn't as good as I thought he was gonna be. So just all that just combined into one, they just didn't have a good season. I do expect them to have a good season next year though. Like their roster is still pretty good, and they still got draft picks and stuff. So they can review the coaching staff again, see what they need to do, make even more improvements to the roster. But yeah, just again, no leadership. Honestly, I say that's the biggest reason: no leadership and just poor coaching staff. So
it's crazy to me that this Eberflus thing went for as long as it has, because I don't know what anybody saw. I don't know what anyone saw that said it should keep fucking going. I just what stood out to you in the NFL this past week there, Tay?
Bryce Young, man, he continues to
Hell
play.
Yeah. Hell fucking yeah. DAR Sports Media, true God, he fucking told all of y'all it was gonna be a little bit weird, that game. Not just that, but like, goddamn, man, the Eagles just cannot fucking embrace love. They cannot fucking handle success. You are on a 9-game winning streak and you got people sniping at the fucking quarterback and the goddamn post-game presser. It's like, I want to like this team and believe in this roster so bad, but every fucking time we do, there's just red flags, man. There's just, between the coaching, there's just bad fucking vibes around there. And it feels like even when things are going good, it could all fucking rip apart at the fucking seams at any fucking time. It's tough, man. But go ahead. Bryce Young. Bryce Young doing Bryce Young things is what I said. I'm fucking excited to see it.
Yeah, I think he called off the Panthers drafting a quarterback. I know the Panthers front office is excited about that. They can actually build a viable roster after seeing what Bryce Young's been doing the past couple of weeks. He has to continue it through the year, but I think they're sold. I don't think they'll go quarterback in the draft. So that was something that I noticed last week. And Bills and Rams. I think even though the Bills lost, I think Josh Allen's the MVP. I mean, he had 6 touchdowns, played a great game, but I mean, the Rams, they just got that high-powered offense and they just came through. But yeah, I definitely think Josh Allen is the MVP. The Bills have been a good team. They got 10 wins already. So that part's there. I mean, they just got to continue. I can say get maybe 2 more wins, but Josh Allen right now, he's definitely my front runner for MVP.
Good shit. True. What stood out to you this week, man?
Oh man, Eh, this week honestly wasn't a big week for me. I mean, obviously, 49ers took care of business against the Bears. Like you mentioned, I called the Eagles and the Panthers game being not a blowout. I saw two Eagles fans that said they were pretty much more worried about the Panthers than they would be worried about the Commanders or, like any other formidable challenger in the NFC because the Panthers are so seen as being so bad that the Eagles are going to take them lightly. And that's pretty much what people assume that they did. Although I got my own suspicions on that. I think the Eagles, once they get closer and closer to playoff time, they start to run into who they really are. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. See how it goes going forward. Um, Shout out, not really a shout out, but the Chiefs and Chargers game. Absolutely. I don't know how they keep managing to do it, but it's gotten to the point where it used to annoy me. Now that shit makes me laugh. Like, I'm watching the game. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be one of those games where like the kicker's gonna miss or something dumb is gonna happen. They're gonna lose this game. And that kick, boy, that shit was close. And I thought for a second when I heard the doink, I was like, oh, that shit missed. And then I looked and I said, nah, didn't miss. I mean, at the end of the day, they're what 12-1. So I mean, you can't take anything away from the Chiefs. No matter how much I want to, it's like the luckiest 12-1 team ever. But at some point, I mean, man, winning is winning, and at this point, it's like this. Where is this team gonna finish? I don't necessarily know, but they have some interesting games coming up. These last couple games are pretty interesting. Anxious to see how I believe the Browns game turns out. Shout out to James Winston. But yeah, that's really the only thing that really stuck out. Like nothing really stuck out to me in terms of these games. I mean, the Bills and the Rams game was if you're a fan of offense, it was a hell of a game. So um, and the Bills losing, I feel like I wasn't surprised that the Bills lost. Like it didn't surprise me that the Bills lost because I just had a feeling. I just had this feeling like they're probably gonna lose this game. Like right around like the beginning of the day, I was like they're probably gonna lose just on the road in LA and just how the Rams tend to turn it on, and then the Bills themselves they have their own issues. Um, but like I said, it was a decent week in terms of some exciting moments here and there, like the Chiefs and Chargers and the Rams and the Bills, and especially the Bills making that comeback, down the stretch. But nothing really noteworthy this week, like outside of those few games.
The Rams, man, there is nobody for my money that's more when they get hot that is more fucking terrifying than the fucking Rams. More fucking terrifying, more fucking unstoppable. Also, God damn it, Bills, you had one fucking job. Jesus Christ. Also, that touchdown that Puka scored to take the lead final, that fucking pick block that fucking Cooper Cup laid. I said it on Twitter. I'm gonna say it here. I don't know if he should have gotten called for holding, but I know if Jawan Jennings made that fucking block 1,000 times out of 1,000, that motherfucker would get called for fucking holding. Been that kind of a fucking Niners season. I had a stat I was going to post earlier. The top 3 teams in yardage differential is the fucking Lions, the Eagles, and the goddamn 49ers. Paulo, you jumped in here with us this week. What about you, man? What stood out this week for you?
I'd say well, since we're talking about the Rams, very, very very good game against the Bills the other day. Very entertaining.
I thought it was a
Very
shitty
high
game,
scoring.
motherfuckers.
Well, I'm just saying, high scoring.
I got you. You're right. I'm just joking.
You know, you're seeing. I mean, and it's crazy thing is on it. If you was watching that telecast, Tom Brady said something about. He said something that was actually turned out to be really true. He was just saying like how the Bills is a good second half team. And I mean, they showed it that day. I mean, even though they didn't win ultimately, I mean, they were storming back. Now I will have this takeaway. The Rams, as good as they are offensively, they're still a little inconsistent defensively, which is why and to be honest, they haven't really beat that many teams, that many good teams, besides like what Minnesota and the Bills now, and like maybe one other teams. I mean, everybody other than that, they beat pretty bad teams. So, but when they go up against good tests, they have the talent to beat them. It's just a matter of consistency with the Rams to me. With the Bills are always that team that no matter how like once they start getting a whole bunch of hype, they're like the classic let you down team. I guess like that next week. Because they were rolling, they were steamrolling.
I don't know. They might be about to score 100 fucking points this week. So,
well, they very well could. I mean, they very well probably will. But it's that classic letdown game. They were favored to beat the Rams too. But now I will say this. I think based off their schedule going forward, they do have another game that they. I mean, basically the rest of the games they're favored to win. I think, except for maybe like what, there's like maybe one more, but the rest of the games against the Jets, right, or the Patriots. So I mean, they got a whole bunch of easy games to close out the season. I don't think they're going to get that number one spot. I think the percentage is like 17% to get that. I guess, and if everything goes right. But this is football. Nothing really goes right. I also took away the Vikings. Sam Darnold, pretty damn good, man. I mean, 5 TDs, 347 yards. I mean, this kid, I give him that. He's balling, and I give a lot of credit to Kevin O'Connell and the staff and the Vikings. I mean, they're doing something right over there. They're actually developing guys. That's a good thing. You don't see it that much in today's sports. The development of players, and that's all across the board. And so that's pretty good to see. I hope he's done enough to, even though we know JJ McCarthy is probably going to be the starter next year. He might make it interesting, depending on how he ends the season and what they do in the postseason.
Well, I think he's on a one-year deal. So I want to ask you: do you think do we trust Sam Darnold in a non-Kevin O'Connell, non-Vikings offense situation?
I don't trust him with nobody that's outside of the Shanahan.
I don't trust him in it, let alone. Okay, I got you.
Well, I mean, but shit, he was all right with the Niners. He was formidable. He was respectable. I mean, so I mean, I
back in the days when the word respectable could be associated with the 49ers. Fucking good times.
And one more thing. Yeah, and one more takeaway. I would say I gotta give the Seahawks some props. I mean, they.
No,
I don't know. I know how you feel, but I mean, hey, they're playing good defense. They're playing good team ball, effective ball. I mean, Charbonnet went wild the last game, like 134 or some shit like that. 2 tuds.
Been saying it.
So I mean,
it's a guy's he's a fucking waiting to go off. The dude's bad as a bad boy at fucking UCLA.
He said, yeah. So I mean, they're looking pretty good. That bye has done some good for them. But the bye has done some good for them.
Lee Harvey, what about you, man? Real quick, though, real quick. Hold on. Since y'all both brought it up, I want to go around the room. Drew first. Did Josh Allen win the MVP this week?
Not to me, but I mean, I guess if they're giving it to somebody, I mean, there's not many other options. But I don't. I mean, he had a great performance, but like niggas lost. So I don't know. I don't really feel like this MVP race this year is really moving like that to me. If I had to pick somebody to give it to, I wouldn't give it to a quarterback this year, but that's just my personal thoughts. But I mean, if they give it to Josh Allen, I'm not surprised. But to me personally, like, I mean, you had a great game, but like, nigga, you lost. So I don't feel like you can lock up the MVP in a losing effort. That doesn't make sense to me. So not to me.
What do you think, Apollo, as a Ravens guy? You giving it to Josh Allen over Lamar?
I mean, I'll put it like this. Me personally, no. I think Saquon Barkley deserves that.
Hell yeah.
But will they probably give it to him? It depends on how he looks next week and how Jared Goff looks next week. It depends on how he ends up.
Yeah.
God,
I would love a Jared Goff MVP so much. That would make me so happy.
that would be really good for the game. That would be good for the game.
Tay, what do you think, man? Josh Allen MVP, or you got somebody else?
Yeah, I mean, there's really nobody else, honestly. Yeah, I think Josh Allen pretty much separated himself. Right now, he's been taking care of the ball. He's been scoring a lot of touchdowns every week. But I mean, it's really nobody else. Like, it's Josh Allen. It's a gap. Then I'll say Saquon's number 2, and then Lamar. But I think Lamar is out of it. It's either Saquon or Josh Allen, and it's gonna be really hard. Saquon's gonna have to break some records to get it.
He might.
He might. It's possible. It is possible. But like I said, he's gonna have to get to 2K to even talk about that. So as of right now, it's Josh Allen. It's probably gonna be Josh Allen. So yeah.
Lee Harvey, your MVP and your review of week whatever the fuck.
Sure. MVP first. Josh Allen didn't win it yesterday. Saquon's still in the mix. For me personally, Josh just lost. Saquon hasn't lost since week 4.
Why does that? Why is
or 5?
Yeah, I like that. Tay, ask your question. Because 2 people said.
Why does Josh Allen? Why do y'all keep saying it? Like if the Eagles lose, does Saquon get blamed for that? No, nobody's ever gonna. Why does Josh Allen get blamed for losing? But if the Eagles,
I'm not blaming. I'm not.
A loss is a loss, though. Like if you lose, that does affect your standing. To me, in the MVP race, your record does kind of matter.
Who else gets it?
I think it's between Josh and Saquon, but I just feel like I would probably go with Saquon. Like that's just I'm sick of
him losing though.
You don't because I know you had your thoughts on Saquon before the year started anyway. So
he's great. He's playing great. I didn't say anything wrong about him. He's playing great.
I just want to see somebody else other than quarterback get it, honestly. And like Josh Allen, he's been playing great. You know, he's been playing great. I just feel like Saquon was doing some insane shit starting out. So, not to interfere.
So you think he's more valuable?
He should, man.
So you think Saquon's more valuable than Josh Allen?
I mean, that's debatable.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's a clearing.
It's not.
It's a clearing. Josh Allen is more valuable than Saquon. No, it's a clearing.
What happened last year? How come the Eagles thought
the Eagles got to the playoffs last year? And the year before that,
but they fell apart while going to the playoffs.
Josh Allen, the quarterback, is just naturally more like that. That's just how the position works. You're the quarterback. You're more valuable than the running back. That's literally how it works. That's exactly
Yeah.
like the Bills. Like that's the
Well,
Bills.
it's called the most valuable player. The M don't stand for more. Not the more valuable player.
Josh
No,
Allen's
you're
the
right.
most valuable player. He's more valuable than Saquon.
The two most valuable players in the league are Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. And it's weird that Josh Allen hasn't won one yet. We've seen the Eagles win without Saquon. We've seen the Ravens win without Lamar. I don't know.
Yeah, and my takeaway, not only for this week but for the past couple of weeks, bad football where it started in Thanksgiving with the Bears and their clock management. That's how Eberflus got fired on Black Friday, where the Raiders was pretty much 2 snaps away from getting in field goal range, but it was a bad snap. Y'all seen what happened. And on Monday night, where the Cowboys blocked the punt, no one had to touch it, and Amani Oruwariye thought it was a good idea to scoop it up and do whatever with it. He ends up fumbling it. Cincinnati gets it back. Chase scores a few plays later, and that's how Cincinnati wins the game. Like, I can't think of a year, especially towards the end of a season, where bad teams are trying to win and they just can't get out of their own way.
It is like that. What are you guys looking forward to this weekend? I know True is looking forward to a return of his beloved Denver Broncos and their up and coming ascending
Damn
quarterback
right.
Bo Nix. What else are you looking forward to this weekend? Also, by the way, speaking of which, is anybody more in a more dog shit situation looking up at a fucking mountain than the goddamn the Las Vegas fucking Raiders? Holy fucking shit. Going nowhere with the fucking coach. They got the worst quarterback situation in the fucking league. They got Justin Herbert, Bo Nix, and Patrick Mahomes to look up at. Holy shit.
Serves them well.
I think they're in good position.
Serves them well, actually. I like that very much.
What you say, Tay? They're in a good position.
Yeah, they're at rock bottom right now. You can't get any worse.
That's actually a good. That's actually a good one.
Like, I mean, you can't get any worse.
They're gonna be the first 0-17 team at some point. I feel like that's gonna happen for them. They're gonna be the they gotta probably face the Ravens at some point. We know the Ravens fuck up games, so at some point The
only rock bottom position to be in as good is underneath the nice lady with a soft waist and some big titties. What the fuck are you talking about? Rock bottom is a good position to be.
They're gonna have the top pick, and they're gonna have the best pick in the first round. They're gonna be at the very beginning of the second round. They're in a good position. Like, I would want to be a Raiders GM. Like, if I got offered that job, I would take that job instantly. Like,
I hope you do.
Expectations are low.
You can draft whatever guy you want. Yeah, I would definitely take that position.
You can do no wrong.
Honestly,
you can do no wrong.
Honestly,
who would you draft?
Honestly, though, if they take Shador and maybe trade that pick, that second round pick, for a good receiver, it's kind of interesting, right? Jordan Mason's going to be a free agent. There's going to be a few decent free agent running backs. You get a decent receiver out there. You already got Brock Bowers, who's fucking dominant. And then you get Wilson back on that defensive line next year.
Yeah.
They got some pieces.
Who'd you take, Tay? You're the Raiders GM.
I would take Shador. I wouldn't want the
Why are you
with the publicity.
No, you're right. He's the best quarterback. He's by far the best quarterback prospect in this draft.
Yeah, I would take him.
He has some bad habits. So he has a little dash of Caleb Williams in him. But I mean, he's fucking tough. He's fucking accurate. He can fucking he's good with trajectory and corner throws. Fuck, I'm with it.
Yeah.
True, we never got to. Because Tay loves the Raiders.
Hey
What are you
man,
looking forward to this weekend?
I guess Rams and 49ers a little bit.
Can't
Just
stop.
cause.
Oh,
Look,
yeah.
yeah, you know, you're suffering, will you know, be kind of funny. Chiefs and the Browns.
I've reached that tier of friendship, huh? That's good to know.
Yeah. Welcome to the family, brother. Welcome to the
Yeah,
family.
there we go.
Welcome to the family. Chiefs and Browns, just because I think it'd be a funny ass game.
It's
Like
gonna
I
be a
really,
funny game.
yeah, I think it's gonna be a funny ass game.
Wow.
You know, I might, I might make some like home like best with the homies and see, how many interceptions Jameis is gonna have or not have. So that'll be interesting. Um, I really though, like none of these matchups really like stick out except the Bills and the Lions. Like that's the game to me, and I'm sorry, and Steelers and the Eagles. Those are the two games that stick out to me the most this week. But everything else is kind of like, I mean, Colts and Broncos. I want to see the Broncos do their thing. Um, I guess the Bucks and Chargers could end up being a decent game. You know what I mean? Like could end up being a decent game, but I think those two games are the ones that really stick out though. That Bills and Lions game, that Steelers and Eagles game. I mean, that's four playoff teams right there. I mean, at the top of their game, going at it. You know what I'm saying? That's two games you gotta watch. So, if I'm not mistaken, that's four division leaders. If I'm not mistaken, four division leaders. Right there going at each other. So I really like that. You know what I'm saying? And AFC versus NFC. I'm looking forward to that. But other than that, yeah, man, I really don't see any standout games. I guess these are the weeks where you start to look for progression on like younger players on bad teams. See what they can do and how they can improve their game because you're not going anywhere with that with your team and you're pretty much out of the out of the running. So and I'm sorry, I did enjoy I forgot to mention this. I did enjoy seeing the Cowboys lose again. It just, I totally forgot to point that out because it doesn't feel right without me
You
pointing
see
out.
fucking Micah Parsons. You see that video? Micah Parsons walking off the field. My
Yeah, I did.
grandmama got me that chain.
Yeah, I'll say that Jamar Chase, despite the terrible season that the Bengals have had, I think Jamar Chase is still showing improvement, and he's a phenomenal player and got much love and respect. Give a damn about them Bengals, regardless of location. Give a damn about them Bengals. But Jamar Chase, big time player as always, and guess for the Bengals, better luck next time. There's always FUBU, but I don't really understand. I was a little disappointed. I'm a little disappointed because if everybody knows me, they know what I want to see and who I want to see lose. And I did not get to see that this week. So I am trusting Tay's Jets this week.
Oh,
I'm trusting your boys
Oh Lord.
to go into Jacksonville
Easy
to get
win.
a goddamn win. Please,
Easy win.
please.
That's gonna be a blowout. Don't even worry about
Devontae
that.
Adams, Garrett, Brees, I don't give a fuck who you put on the floor or on that damn field. Please beat the Jaguars. Titans couldn't do it. Damn sorry ass niggas. I knew they wasn't gonna do shit. I knew they wasn't gonna do shit. So I was just like, let me get a 13-10 win. Just get one touchdown. Calvin Ridley out there somewhere. Throw the ball, nigga. That's his old team. Do something. No. So the Jets, please, I beg of you, whoop the Jaguars' ass. That's all. That's the only thing I care about right now.
Apollo, what do you got, man? Is this going to be the week that Malik Neighbors finally fucking dump the Strucks on the sideline? He's saying crazier shit every week, and then they got the Ravens this week. What else are you thinking about for this weekend?
Oh, well, as much as I like the league neighbors, first and foremost, they're going to get demolished by the Ravens. The Ravens are going to be angry that they lost.
I had a
And they're
whole
coming
week to
off
think
the
about
bye.
it. Whew.
And they're coming off the bye, so they're game planning for them. It's going, whew, it's going to be bad. Now all the games that were just mentioned are basically probably the best games to me. But I'm going to point out a couple of other games and try to have some different angles. So that that Chiefs and Browns game actually looks pretty interesting right now. I mean, I think the over under is like 44.5 right now. Um, so I guess Vegas is expecting somewhat. I mean, well, it'd be some points on the board. I put it like that. It's always fascinating when Jameis Winston plays, just because of his ability to throw the ball down the field, and that gets him in trouble a lot. But it also rewards him and the team, because I mean the kid is talented. Excuse me, the man is talented. He ain't a kid no more. And I actually think that the Browns may beat the Chiefs this week. I can see that happening. They're at home. You know, the Chiefs. I always love the baby goat of Mahomes now, but the Chiefs can't really keep getting away with this all season. Um, like everything coming down to a field goal, or special teams disasters. You know what I'm saying? I think the Browns, what they got single handedly beat by the Steelers last week. So it's like I think they want to. I think they got a little chip on their shoulder as well. So I think they might come out on that one. And the Cowboys and Panthers are looking pretty interesting now, only because of Bryce Young's play as of late. He's looking like he's getting it together. He's riding the ship. Um, I mean, with the Panthers, with the Cowboys now, they're angry after last night's game. Micah Parsons should have some extra fire, some extra motivation. You know what I'm saying? So that should be a funny game. And of course, like I said, the games that you guys already mentioned. Um, those are going to be the slobber knockers, like the Bills and Lions. I mean, I think that's the premier matchup of the week, the Bills and Lions.
Yep. And we're about to see. I think this is going to be a good indicator how that no-name defense that the Lions have now, featuring mostly fucking backups and third stringers, is going to hold up in the playoffs. It should be a legitimate concern. Like I had the Lions number one with a bullet for a while, but I just don't know if that defense is going to be able to hang in there once you get up to the elite teams in the playoffs.
The Bills are going to run all over them. The Bills are going to run all over them. So I mean, this is gonna be interesting to see. And of course, the battle in Pennsylvania, Steelers and the Eagles.
Yes, sir. We're going to get our answers about the fucking Steelers. Let's go.
Yeah, because they're looking pretty good right now. But the Eagles, like you guys talked about earlier, with the little shots and snipes from players against each other, and everybody getting on the quarterback and everything like that. Like, hey, we'll see if these guys are really together as a team, and to see if they can pull one out against a tough Steelers team who may be without George Pickens again. So we'll see.
Tay, what do you got, man?
Packers Seahawks. I always like watching the Packers prime time. They always have good games, whether they win or lose. So I know that's going to be a good game, and yeah, the Seahawks are interesting too. Like, I want to say they're a good team, but then sometimes like they just had like these, I don't know, they just had these bad weeks where they just can't really get anything going. But yeah, that's gonna be one of the games I'm looking forward to, especially it's Sunday night game. And then I don't know about those 2 Monday night games. The Mighty Raiders, they're playing on Monday. The team in the best position next year for the complete turnaround. But Yeah, that Bucks and Chargers, that's gonna be
Remains to be
interesting.
seen.
Definitely interesting. I'm kind of out on the Chargers. Like they're just gonna be one of those teams for me. Like I was saying it a couple weeks ago. Like they're a good football team, but they're not gonna beat a good football team. If you get what I'm saying. Like they're good. They're good, but like they're not that good. So but it's a good start though. They're doing better than what most people thought. Probably gonna go to the playoffs. And I would consider this like a rebuild and retooling kind of year. Especially like just given a lot of everything they lost like from their roster the past year. So yeah, the Chargers been playing good. And yeah, last game for me, Steelers Eagles. I definitely need to see the Steelers play a team like the Eagles. Like I want to see how they hold up. See how good the defense does. See if they can shut down Saquon. Because the Steelers are one of the best defenses in the league. So I know I want to see how that goes. Like that's going to be a great game. We normally don't get multiple great 4 o'clock games like this, but we got two of them. Bills, Lions, and Steelers, Eagles. So yeah, that's definitely a good week for football.
And it's also going to be a good week for DAR Sports Media. We got the Hoops Hour. It was out last night. It's on as you listen to this. We are going to have ourselves a fucking party on this college football show this week because the final rankings are out. Alabama fans were being fucking hilarious this weekend. We are going to have a lot of fucking fun on the college football show this week. Of course, the Medium site always throwing up the articles, always got a bunch of good stuff going on over there. It's doing crazy numbers for the month of December. We've got our guy True with his new album, Survival 6 is out there. He and Apollo's latest project, also on all streaming platforms. The Medium site, all of the content we do here on the pods. Music, you hear it all. You got it all. We have it all. We have it all for you. And that is because the world of DAR never stops.